Hi, kids. Hey, safety today, all right? Hey, I am, well, if you're watching this, it's kind of sad because I get to do a lab and you don't get to do the lab, which is a bummer for you because the lab's really cool. But unfortunately, that means either your teacher's not here or you aren't here. But anyway, this is the lab. So you guys have been talking a little bit about circular motion, so you should know some of the basics. But if I spin this thing, okay, over my head, and then watch this part. See, I'm holding this part. If I let this go, okay, that is spinning over my head, and you can see that's just hanging there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But a couple things with this. So you can see that I do have a stopper. It's moving in a circle. Okay. If I wanted to measure the period of that stopper, I could probably go ready, start, stop, because that was the time it took to go around once. But that probably wouldn't be the most accurate way. So we'll talk about we'll do some trials in a little bit. But I want to show you guys some things. So on your lab, which is the spin the stopper lab, there's some things that you guys are going to need. So you guys are going to need to know the mass of the stopper. So I am going to go back here and you can see me do it. I am going to plop this on there and I get 8.9 grams, okay? 8.9 grams. Make sure you guys convert that to kilograms because we are eventually going to be doing newtons, and newtons measured in kilograms. And then you also need to know the radius of this thing that I'm swinging. And you'll notice I have a glass, I don't know if you can see it here, but I have a glass stopper here and a string. And there's an alligator clip. The purpose of the alligator clip is that if I have it about an inch from the bottom of the tube, I can keep my radius really, really constant. And then all I have to do is just go back to this, and I can, if I hold this about an inch from the bottom, I now can just measure from the end here to the center of my stopper for my radius. So let's do that. If I measure that using a hand dandy meter stick, I am going to get, let's see, I will get 63 centimeters. 63 centimeters, everybody. So you got that? So that should be enough to fill in the basic stuff on the top. But now let's go back to kind of this, the basics thing with the lab, because you got to understand basics, otherwise the lab's not going to make any sense. So if I swing this thing over my head and I let it go, okay, you can see this stopper that's moving around in a circle. Hopefully you can actually see it moving in a circle. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. That stopper that's moving around over my head in a circle is moving because there's a net force acting on it. Well, what is that net force? That net force is going to be from the string. So that string is supplying the centripetal force. Remember, centripetal force is just a special net force. So like if I could freeze frame this, it would look like this. Okay, so I have the string that's acting inward on it. So that is supplying the centripetal force. Well, what's supplying the tension in the string? Well, again, if I hold this down, it's kind of like our two-body problem. If you look, well, this thing, I have the force of gravity down, and then I have the force of tension up, which means the weight of this thing here is going to equal the tension in here, and that tension is going to equal the centripetal force up there. So what we're looking at in this lab, or what you guys are going to try to determine, is what is the relationship between that centripetal force. Okay, so I'm going to vary that force by putting different masses on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to keep the radius constant because my alligator clip's not going to move. How that is going to relate to the linear speed of the thing that's swinging around a circle. All right, so that's the basic thing. That's your intro, so you should have some of the stuff at the beginning filled out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the different trials with you guys, and then you guys are going to collect the data from the different trials, and then you can do the lab. All right, bye kids!